For our next match, it seems like we have Utopian Ray fighting off against, I'm pretty sure there was Neptune. I think there was Neptune. Anyways, Ray we've already seen multiple times.
Actually, that's SoulArts.
Is that SoulArts?
That is indeed SoulArts. That is the Monado boy himself.
That's wild. He got a haircut, he took off his jacket, and now I can't even recognize him. My child is growing up in front of my eyes. If that is SoulArts, that means that we have a... Oh, that's SoulArts. Look at that. That means we have a really degenerate match coming up. We're going to have either Palutena or Olimar versus Shulk.
Yeah, buddy.
These are three characters that had withstood the test of time in Smash 4 by being just above mediocre. And now they are glowing.
They are back with a vengeance. Just make sure that chat can hear me. Yeah, the chat can hear me.
Game 1's going to bring us on Final Destination, and right out the gate, Ray trying to put on just a little bit of chip damage. It's going to be a lot more difficult to zone out Shulk compared to previous, just because he is much quicker. A lot of his aerial options, a lot of his approach options are much more just genuinely potent than they were in Smash 4. While SoulArts was a fine player of this character in Smash 4, he was held back by the fact that a lot of Shulk's options were generally slow, and it took a lot of commitment to go into a lot of the pressure that Shulk started. But here, it's just a matter of how fast can he get in. And Palutena's whole game has been about making sure that you have trouble getting in, and then moving to another location so that you have to go through it all over again. Into the low recovery back to the ledge, Ray coming on back, but SoulArts doing a really good job of having his options, but he's going to get footstool. Thankfully, jump art back, what is it? Air slash gets him back, but not for too long. Center stage belonging to Shulk, as always is. Final Destination is a bit of an oddball pick for Game 1 on these two, because I feel like Ray doesn't benefit as much from it. I guess not having the platforms is okay, but like Ray has to work a bit harder just for getting SoulArts to the ledge and not in control of it. Whereas SoulArts doesn't have to worry about Ray having as many movement options and just has to try and go forward, but therein lies the strengths of FD when playing a zoner. Get through the wall of projectiles, get through to the opponent waiting to reverse on you, and then you can have fun, I guess. Finally, SoulArts is punished for using his backslash to the ledge. It's not real. You can snap to ledge with it, which is huge, but like, not on a character that has actual options for it. Please don't do that. SoulArts reminds me of a young kid who got a brand new car after driving his parents' really old, beat up Lemon. Because like, he has all the techniques that he's gotten from driving, and he's just putting it behind that new hotness. But if he's not careful, he's getting fast and loose way too quickly against an opponent he really can't afford to do so against. Back in the smash yard, forward air, not going to be killing it, but it's threatening heavily. So much knockback on it, and the fear at the ledge is what's going to manage to get us down to the last stocks on both sides. Back air from Utopian Ray is allowing him to establish stage control. And for those who weren't aware, back air and dash attack from Palutena had intangibility previously, and I believe the mechanics still stuck around, making the shield pretty safe, but still a fairly potent move for the sake of spacing. So is Explosive Flame, as Game 1 goes in favor of Utopian Ray. Now, if I had to anticipate the stage selection from Game 2, I'm expecting SoulArts to bring us to Pokemon Stadium 2. I know he's a particular fan of how that stage benefits Shulk. I also think it's good enough to use against Palutena, but it seems like they're going back into Final Destination. I don't know how I feel about the pick, but hey, I mean, it wasn't that far off of a game as it was. Like, you saw how SoulArts was able to keep it fairly close, and just Ray was answering faster. trading with SoulArts and Shulk is always like the scariest thing because you see him in Buster, you're like, all right, I can deal mad easy damage. Like, look at what Ray has managed to accomplish. He cleaned up that stock. But if you're not quick on your inputs, if you're not quick on your reactions to what SoulArts wants to go for, like, he just shreds you alive. Speaking of shredding, look at all this pressure that Ray has done immediately out of SoulArts, spawning into a second stop. This is just rough business for SoulArts. I think this is more a matter of him not knowing the matchup, though, because he seems kind of lost on how to approach. And it's not even like not knowing the tools, because he's familiar enough with Palutena. He's a very well-studied player. I think it's just a matter of figuring out what he needs to do to answer to Utopian Ray's Palutena. Where is the right time to approach and get positions, what to do as far as like getting his damage on, and more importantly, securing his kills. And I'm just trying to think just a little bit closer, but Ray's already in position to end out the second stack from SoulArts. Usually just such a good job of covering options at the ledge. That move is phenomenal. Quick pokes with the analytical. The pressure just keeps on building up on SoulArts as he's not really figuring out what to do against this Palutena. Look at these forward air chains! Hello? Yeah, SoulArts ends up losing this one. I feel like he's going to be very frustrated with the fact that he just couldn't figure out what to do. Like, he's going for these wayward options that he tends to pick into whenever he's at a loss, but I feel like if he just tightens up his play a bit, he could at least bring this to even. But Ray has managed to lap him percentage at this point in time. And Ray hasn't even really needed to do much. He's doing a great job of putting Nair to work, and Forward Air is doing a fine job of just racking up more and more percentage, but Explosive Flame lingers long enough, and that's going to be the quick 2-0 for Utopian Ray. His pal is really looking like the answer now. I'm hoping that it sticks on. I know Ray's been sort of flopping around a lot of the top tiers, but